Good afternoon, Faith family. I pray everything is going well for you today. It's a beautiful sunny day. My name is Miguel. I'm one of the elders of As Is Church. And as many of you know, I've been having a lot of health challenges. My dear queen, Rebecca, and I currently going through one with my ribs of all things. But I did want to spend some time, because it's very important, sharing with you my testimony on giving. And you'll be hearing a lot about that here in the next month or so, because it's an important step for me as a believer to understand that. I'll tell you, it took a long time for me to get a grip of that, what was going on. I just didn't understand. I didn't understand the belief about giving. I grew up in an era where there was a lot of give to be prosperous theory, and I did not really buy into that belief. I saw a lot of good come out of it, but I also saw some churches, some leaders who were not being honest and taking the money from the church, or they're around like extravagance with the money that they earned from the church. So money management for churches I never really trusted it. It was man controlled, so subsequently man sin, and whether they were outright stealing or just not managing it correctly often was a factor about why should I give. It took a while for me to understand and learn the principles of giving, and I think Scott McCracken and Susan said it really good, and I'll reiterate it there too, is that each of us should give what we've decided in our heart to give, not reluctantly or whining or begrudgingly, because God loves a cheerful giver. I know it took a long time for me to get there. I did it. I thought, okay, here's my 9.5%. That ought to be okay, right, Lord? I mean, that's good, right? Or the mindset of, what? I got to pay the bills. I got to have food. The house over our head. So I can't do nothing right now. Or if I even had understood, like, well, this pastor dude's running around the country, Hawaii, Florida, he's all GQ'd out, and he's, where's he getting that money from, other than the church? So I would use those kind of excuses not to give. But I learned a while ago, but I learned that, this is going to God anyhow. There are so many scriptures, and you've heard a lot of them, that guide us into that giving out of love, And it wasn't until I took a couple classes. I think I've been to like 3 classes about giving and tithing, and it's finally soaking in. And it soaked in more because of how I tested it, When I would test it with, okay, Lord, I'm going to give you $10. Let's see you bless me with 50 or 100. It didn't work out that way, And I would question what I was doing, which meant I held back the money that was God's in the first place. I think that was one of the main scriptures I had to acknowledge without a doubt, because of His saving grace, what He did for me. It was a piece about not wanting to hold back what He had already given to me. Not wanting to hold back because it was His anyhow in the first place. When my belief of my faith grew to that level, then the giving was a piece of cake. In fact, it got almost to the other end, because I've been around the area a while, and I've been to a number of churches, and there's so much I love about all the churches I've been in. And there are many instances where I'm continuing giving some of the some of the ministries that are there because of the great essence that they had. But for one reason or another, I kept moving on and migrated and held up and stayed here with As Is, a home that I trust and believe in. I know that we are the best stewards that we can for the money that we are maintaining for the Lord's work. So we get to do that, you know. I really, really know that as I'm able to share and help others, there's always something that comes back. It may not be in that monetary manner. Most of the time it isn't. But it's that feeling inside that, yeah, I helped that person out. And it was just a free gift of love, you know. I don't ever say I don't even tell my queen that, you know what, I gave that guy, I bought his breakfast this morning, or I gave that guy $40 or whatever, because somehow that's trying to put that pride in me for being such a good giver, you know. So I keep it quiet, but I do get blessed because of those manners of giving, and I just encourage you.